What's up, y'all? We're gonna finish this project up. I don't want to leave y'all on a cliffhanger, so here is the part two. And the first problem I want to deal with here is I want to validate input. So we're gonna need to compare our input against some parameters. And these parameters here I have put in the form of a list. Lists can also be known as arrays. In most other programming language, you're going to see this called an array, but in Python it's a list, and I have a list of all the parameters that I am good with. So it's going to be numbers 1 through 10 in the form of strings. And a little context on lists. Lists are indexable. I'm not going to show this here, but I could grab each of these individual values, regardless of what they are, by an index. So if this value 4 was Gazorpazorp, it would be at an index of 5. If this value of 1 was, some other Grom, whatever, that would be an index of 0. So I just want to talk about that real quick before we move forward. But yeah, we need to check to see, okay, if this guess is inside of the parameters. So if guess is in params, we're going to print good. We're also going to set the guess to an integer, because we're going to need to transfer it over for an integer for this mathematical logic to work. We want to do it here too, because if they enter some letter or something that's not a number, it's going to throw an error, and it's not going to transfer over. So we're just going to test this very basic logic here. So yeah, let's test this out. We're going to go in our terminal. We're going to run this number guess game. We're going to enter a good number, number 1. And yeah, it seems like this is working with a good test case. And now I'm going to enter some bad stuff, and we're going to get this else statement bad, and then we are going to get an error down here, but that's fine. So we've printed out this bad, so we know that this is working, and this is catching stuff that's not good input. We'll also just type in a number that's way too high, and again, we're getting bad here, and then we're also getting, yeah. So that's good, it's catching that, and you'll see here it's not turning that into an integer as well. So let's also try some negative number. Again, it's catching it. Let's try 0. It's catching it. We don't want 0 either, so that's good. This is working. This is doing what this is supposed to do, but if they guess a bad guess, we want it to keep them in a loop. We don't just want it to do that. We want it to go back, and we want it to say, hey, you have to keep guessing until you get the right guess. So we're going to need to use a loop to do that. So I'm going to use a while loop. Normally you'll see for loops, but just for the logic of this, we need to create an infinite loop. And be careful with infinite loops. Only use them for like a specific thing like this that you need it for. So if we just do while true in Python, that will create an infinite loop until our parameters are good, until we find a reason to exit. If you're doing anything computationally heavy, you really want to be very careful with this, but for this case, it's fine though. Oops. Here we go. Alright, so now we have this. We're going to want to also put this input down there as well. So now we have this while true statement here, and we want to also, if we're good here, we want to break out of this. So we're going to put break, and then we're going to keep on rolling. If not, we want to stay in this infinite loop. So let's see if this works. Let's test this out. Alright, so I'm going to enter something bad, and it's going to say bad, and then it's going to bring me right back here. Again, loop me back around and say, hey, that's bad. Bum, 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 bad, bad. Okay, this is working. And then we don't want to type out bad. We want to, I'm going to quickly steal a little snippet from my completed version here. We're going to just steal this to save me from having to type, but we're going to pop this here, and then we're going to get some better, it's going to tell us what we need to actually do. So, blah, 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 invalid entry, blah, 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 invalid entry, and then we're going to do a valid entry of 4, and it's working. Perfect. So, this logic is good. This is doing what it's supposed to do, and that's awesome. But when we go down here, though, we also want to loop it as well. We want to loop around here and give the user 3 guesses. So we're going to need to do something similar. The while loop is not going to probably be the best option for this because we don't want this to loop infinitely. We want this to go for only 3 guesses. So there's a number of ways we can do this. We're going to want to establish a variable up here, and that's going to be guesses left, and I'm going to set that to 3, so that is our default. And I think it's going to be easier if we just wrap this up into a function, but we'll try the for loop approach. So we're going to say for I in range of 0 to guesses left. And I haven't tried this yet. I'm not sure if this is going to work. I've used this. I used a different approach in my finished project, but I think it's good to go through this and see if this works. And we want to say guesses left is minus equal 1. So guesses left will go down by 1 if they guess wrong. But the reason why this is a good approach, but I'm not going to use this approach because if they do a guess that's wrong, we need to take them back up here and have them guess again. So this is not really what we want to do. So we want to take this whole thing here, and we want to like encapsulate it into something so we can just go back up here if something's bad. So we're going to call this verify guess. We're going to go here, def, and we're going to signify this as a function. So this is basically a little thing that can run independently when we want it to, and then we're going to do that. And then we're going to call verify guess to make sure that it gets called and used. Let's see here. Oh, guess is Okay, we have to return the guess. So instead of breaking here, we need to return guess to get us out of this loop instead. And then we're going to say guess is equal to this. So we're just going to reassign guess to, because the thing about Python is this guess that's in its function is different from this guess that's out here. In Python, all variables by default are local variables. So you have to like specifically declare something to be a public variable or a global variable in Python. By default, nothing's a global variable. So this guess is going to be different from this guess, but it's going to be the same value anyway. So I'm going to keep the names the same. But yeah, let's try this out. So guess is left, and then we're going to call verify guess to keep the program going. And I'm curious to see if this works. This is a different approach than I used before, but let's try it out. Okay. So I'm going to enter a wrong number, number 2, too low, it brings us back. That's cool. Now we're going to guess too high, that's 9. Now we're going to guess too low again. Okay, I think this is working, but I think I think maybe it gave us one too many chances, though, because I guessed once, I guessed twice, I got 4 guesses in, which I don't want 4 guesses, but other than that, I think this is working good. So let's see here. I want to tell the user how many guesses they have left as well, so let's think about where we want to tell the user how many guesses they have left. Probably want to print it over here. This is probably a good place for it. We're going to say guesses left, and then we're going to say guesses left. There we go. So that will show us how many guesses that we have left. And let's try this again. I think this should do it. So our random number is 10. Let's guess 5. So it says we have... that's not perfect. We don't want it to say we have. We want it to tell us our guesses left earlier. Alright, now let's guess 6. I have 2 guesses left. Let's guess 7. So the count is not good on the guesses left. I mean, the simple thing to do here, let's just say guesses left -1. That's probably the easiest way to fix this and to get this working. Let's also get rid of this good here. This is just distracting. Alright, I think this should have everything working good now. Let's try this. Our random number is 7. We're going to guess 1, too low. We're going to guess 9, too high. Up. Wait a sec. Wait a sec. Hold up. Our random number is... something's wrong here. Something is wrong here because I put 9 in and then I put 10 in. And now it also is telling me too low even though I guessed 10. So there is some type of logical issue that we have going on. I'm going to cheat a little bit and look at my completed code and see what I did about this. So let's see here. I'm just going to do 3 if statements and get rid of the elif. I think that will fix this. Let's see, though. Because I think this is just elsing out for some reason. So let's see here. And let's go if guess is... Okay, let's try this now. Let's see here. Our random number is 9. Let's guess 1. That's too low. Let's guess 10. Too low. Okay, so there's some type of logical issue going on here. Let's see what's happening, because over here we have check guess as its own function. So we want to make this its own function, so this will get, because what's happening here is I could run a, we could debug this and see what's going on. Let's run a debug. So, okay. So, guesses left is 3, random is 3, so we're going here. We have all true. Okay, so I'm going to enter a guess. I'm going to guess 1. We're going to move forward. Boom, boom. Verify guess is going to be called. Our guess is 1. So it's going to go through the logic. And then it's going to, okay, we're going to go too low. Our guess is left is going to go down. And then we'll go back to verify guess. Okay, oh, let's see. I might have messed up there. We're going to guess 10 now. Okay, so we're guessing 10. We're going to move forward. Okay, we're going to return guess. And then for whatever, our guess is now going... Our guess is now going back to the original guess for some reason, so it's not verifying. It's not taking in this new guess. It's going back to the old guess for some reason. So yeah, we found out. I don't know exactly why it's doing it, but we found out what it's doing, so that is good. So I paused the video and took some time to figure out a good, simple solution to this. And what I came to figure out is I need to just instantiate verify guess inside this loop. And by doing that, I don't need to call verify guess whether it is too low or too high. It's just automatically going to grab that guess and loop through. But it seems very simple, but like for me it's like I overcomplicate it, then I have to like simplify it, you know. But yeah, I'm going to show you all this here. So we're going to run, our random number is 1, we're going to guess 10, that is too high. We're going to guess 5, that is also too high. Alright, we got 2 guesses left, we're going to get up. So yeah, our guesses left is, it's telling us we have, there we go. Let's just do that. I switched that up for some reason, but, yeah, our number is 8. We're going to guess 1, that's too low. We're going to guess 10, that's too high. Okay, so, oh, my mistake. I needed to not put that there, but put that here so it'll tell us, our proper amount of guesses left, but barring little silly mistakes, I think we're pretty much good here. Okay, so we have 2 guesses left. Perfect. That's what we want to say. Now we're going to guess 10. That's too high. Alright, now we're going to guess 4. And... okay, was it 4? It was 4. Whoops. Okay, I wanted to lose there, but that's fine. Our random number is 1. 7, it's too high. 4 is too high. 2 is too high. Okay. Okay, great. So it's doing what I want it to do. Although there's one thing that we should fix here, because if I guess 7, it's going to say you win, but then it's going to keep asking for stuff, so we want to break if we win, so we want to add that in. There we go. Perfect. And I guess we don't need to display the guesses left, but if we want this to function better, we probably want to turn this into its own function as well, just to kind of add some better flow to this. So we're going to create a function here too. We're going to call this what did I call it over here? Check guess. Yeah, that's fine. Call that check guess, and we're going to see if we can make this work inside of a function. Although one thing we're seeing here, guesses left is not being called. So what we have to do is weird. We have to say global guesses left. There we go. And then now, if we don't do this, this is just gonna like not do anything from inside this function. So that's not amazing. So yeah, let's see if this. And then instead of break, we're going to return. So let's see if this works in functions. Well, we're gonna also want to call check guess down here. Alright, let's see if this works within a function. Too high, 7, too high, 8, too high, perfect. 2, you win. Okay, 1, too low, 10, too high, 9, you win. Okay, yeah, so it's working all the same. As it would outside of the functions. This is better. This can encapsulate it more, so that's definitely important. We probably do want to give a you lose function. So we think we want to say if guesses left is equal to 1, I think we want to do something like this and say print, we want a double equal sign there. There we go. Print you lose, and then could put a sad face. There we go. Or there we go. Give a sad face. And then if you win, we could throw a happy face there. There we go. And let's see how this works. Random is 4, 1 too high, 10 too low. Alright, Alright, I don't know if this guesses left thing is catching this. We might want to actually move this down here. Put this right here. I'm just kind of playing with this to see how this will work. Okay, we guess too high, too low. Oh. Okay, so we want to do if guesses left is equal to 0. That's how we want to do that. And then we also want to just return and pop out of here. Okay, so let's go here, random num, 1, too low, 2, too low, 3, too low. Let's see. I'm not going to worry about that. I think we're good here. I think everything is all set. I don't want to overcomplicate things too much, but yeah, we have the number guessing game here where we can guess a number between 1 and 10, and yeah, I think this is a very good, simple introduction to programming, so thank you all for watching, and yeah, I will see you all next time.